Asia, owner of Grounded by Asia, and I make candles. And today I'm going to show you guys how to make soy wax candles for beginners. So if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's start making some candles. Besides your jars, you're going to be needing your wax, a pouring pitcher. I use Golden Brand's 464 as my soy wax, but you can choose any one you want. I use a thermometer. You're also going to be needing your wooden wicks. You're going to be needing your fragrance oils. I use a measuring cup just to weigh out my fragrance oils, and I use this if I need to stir the wax or the fragrance oil itself if I'm mixing anything. You're going to be needing a scale, and I use alcohol 70% to clean up afterwards. And then you're going to need a double boiler. I usually just use a pot with halfway filled water before I put the wax in. Then you're just going to drop it in like this, and I turn the stove on. I usually do in between medium high. That's only if you have a gas stove. But this usually takes up to about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on what temperature you have the stove at. So we're just gonna let this sit. Let's time it. It is currently 11:12, so let's time and see how long this actually does take. Our wax is melting pretty good at the time rate. We're gonna make sure. Also, I use the Golden Brand's 464 wax, but the soy wax that you may be using may have a different higher or lower melting point. For Golden Brand's 464, you're gonna be adding in the fragrance oil at 185 degrees Fahrenheit. So we also wanna make sure of that note with the temperature of your wax. When it comes to fragrance oils and waxes, you want to make sure that you're putting in the right amount of percentage. Usually for most of the fragrance oils, they don't want you to go above 10% for candles. I usually go to 8% for my candles, but it also just depends on the fragrance that I'm using. So today I'm going to be putting 8% in of the fragrance oil that I mixed in the fragrance calculator that I can use, just so you guys can weigh out and measure yourself and how you would like. When it comes to fragrance oils, one thing I want you guys to pay close attention to is the flash point. Usually each fragrance has a different flash point for each one, but you guys just want to make sure that you're really adding in the fragrance oil at the right time, because this can start a flame. Once you put the wooden wicks into their holders, you're going to be just simply placing them on the wick sticker and then placing them in the middle of the jar. And then this will keep the wick in place. I just want to say that candle making is a very time consuming, and it's something that definitely has to be a perfected craft just because of safety reasons. So if you don't have an actual candle making pot, using the double boiler is definitely going to take some time, and it's going to take patience. But in the meantime, that's why we get ready for our jars and our fragrance oils and labels if you do decide to put labels on them. I wanted to show you guys the labels that I use for my candles, the warning labels. This is definitely important if you plan on giving these out to people. I get these from Candle Science. I'll place the link for all of these down below. I've clearly already opened these. But yeah, definitely check out some warning labels if you're interested in giving out candles to people. It's definitely important. Alright guys, it's currently 12:05, and as you can see, most of the wax has still melted. There's still that tiny little piece down there. But I'm still going to go ahead and put the thermometer in, just because it takes a little bit of time just to get the exact temperature. As you can see, I've added in the thermometer, and it hasn't quite gotten to 150 degrees yet. It's working its way there. Slowly but surely, guys. It's getting there. Again, with the Golden Brand's 464, you have to wait till it gets to 185 to add in the fragrance oil. And at 185, you add in the fragrance oil. Usually stir for 2 minutes. Just till the wax cools off, and you pour the wax into the jars at 135 degrees. That's when you pour in the wax to the jars, 135 degrees. It's getting there. It's 151 now. And there's still that small piece of wax in there, but it's melting very quickly. It's currently at about 180, so I'm definitely gonna need to give it a little bit more time in here. All right, guys, since it's right above 185, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. And I usually just set it on a paper towel just to make sure that it doesn't burn or damage anything because of the heat. All right, guys, so now that my wax is at the 185, those little bubbles are from when I poured in my fragrance oil, since the wax was at 185, and now I'm just gonna stir for about 2 minutes exactly. Stirring it for 2 minutes helps the fragrance to bind to the oil. And I usually just keep the thermometer in just to keep track of the temperature. And we're gonna keep doing this for about 2 minutes. Now that we've poured all our candles, now we just sit and we wait for them to cool down. When it comes to cleaning, you definitely kind of want to clean your pouring pitcher while it's still hot. That way you can get all of the wax out, and this is where that alcohol comes into place. Sorry, I'm so close, guys, but I just want to make sure that you see. And I just usually clean the insides of the pot, right down the sides. Any place that there may be wax, clean it up. And you may see like black stuff, that's just from the bottom of the pot, which is totally normal. See all that wax coming up. You want to make sure you get all the wax out, because your pot's definitely going to smell like that fragrance that you just poured into your candles. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it and it was helpful to you in your candle journey. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys have any questions or anything else you want me to make a video on, comment down below. See ya!